This is KTVQ2 Billings, the 24-hour news station. And now, Vic Miller, Bob McGuire, Taylor Brown. This is the noon news.
Taylor Brown becomes the youngest inductee into the NAFB Hall of Fame. His professional farm broadcasting career has spanned only 30 years, but in that time he has been part of dynamic times in farm broadcasting and in agriculture.
And Russian activity on the Polish border makes the possibility of the embargo being lifted much worse. And add on to that the traditionally slower holiday market, finding those grain prices sharply lower at $4.59 and a quarter.
Taylor was prepared for a future in Montana agriculture by growing up as part of a ranching family. He spent a sizable part of his youth working on horseback. He attended a one-room school and was the only student in his grade for his first 8 years. He excelled in FFA in high school at Lewistown, where he was a state champion public speaker. He graduated in 1974, and his first broadcasts were FFA news reports on the local radio station KXLO AM 1230, owned by Fred Lark. Taylor attended college at Montana State University and received a degree in animal science. He was elected president of the student body and noble ruler of Alpha Gamma Rho fraternity. He met Shannon Clowes in her undergraduate years. She was an elementary education major from Missoula. He said he fell in love with her and determined he was going to marry her when the timing was right. In November of 1979, Taylor was hired by Conrad Burns to work as a farm broadcaster for the young Northern Broadcasting System. A month later, he popped the question to Shannon, and they married in August of 1980. In the span of 1 year, he took his first job in broadcasting, married, and attended his first NAFB convention. The actions of Conrad Burns play into this story, as Burns was elected county commissioner and then U.S. Senator. In 1985, Taylor and Shannon had the opportunity to buy the network from Burns and co-owner Lee Lemke. Burns went on to serve 3 terms in the U.S. Senate as Taylor was developing his reputation as a broadcaster.
Hello again, everybody, from the Northern Ag Network. I'm Taylor Brown. Time now for the Morning Ag Report.
And growing the network to become a powerful voice in Montana, Wyoming, and the west side of the Dakotas. He added sports, news, and talk programming. Taylor also became known for his TV commercials, selling Chevy trucks with his well-known tagline.
And tell them Taylor sent you.
Through his on-air career, Taylor has enjoyed working with many other top broadcasters on the Northern Ag Network, including names like the aforementioned Conrad Burns, Evan Slack, Rick Haynes, Russell Nemitz, Haley Shipp, John Lockheed, Ashley Redding, Justin Mills, and Christy Pettis. In the late 1980s, Taylor Brown turned his attention to the professional reorganization of NAFB and positioning it for prominence in a changing media landscape. Taylor became a national officer in 1989 and served as president in 1992. He worked closely with Roger Olson, NAFB's first full-time executive director, in selling the concept of 100% participation in marketing efforts. In his presidential year, Taylor spent 122 nights on the road, visiting the owners and managers of many of the top radio stations and networks across the country. In 1990, Taylor became a member of the NAFB Foundation Board and accepted the presidency from Orion Samuelson in 1997. He retires this year from the Foundation Board, where he has enjoyed watching the endowment increase from $87,000 to a peak of $290,000 over the years. Under his leadership, the industry support for the NAFB Foundation has grown dramatically, and today it provides over $15,000 per year in scholarship, travel, and internship opportunities for students from universities across the nation. Taylor and Shannon's own family has grown up with NAFB. They have 3 children. Travis, who graduated from Montana State in 2006 and works for the Northwest Farm Credit Services in Billings. Courtney, who graduated from Northwestern University in 2008, is now in a doctoral program at UC Berkeley, pursuing a degree in business. And youngest son, Coulter, who is a third-year student at Montana State, is majoring in agricultural business. Taylor has been very active in organizations and generous to many causes in Montana. He has also worked with his fraternity and chaired its convention in 1984. He is now a state senator and serves on the Taxation, Education, and Agriculture committees. Is this an indication of events that are yet to come from the past and current owners of the Northern Ag Network? Well, partly because of the political success of his mentor, U.S. Senator Conrad Burns, Taylor is often encouraged to seek higher office. But he says it's not likely that he will leave a great career in broadcasting for politics. Back home in Montana, L.O. Cattle Company Ranch at Sand Springs, where Taylor grew up, celebrated its 50th anniversary this year. Taylor has been assisting in the management of the ranch for 12 years, and now son Travis is actively involved. There have been few in NAFB who have moved so far, so fast, and have done it with such competency and skill. The structure of the organization and foundation show his vision, leadership, and determination. We proudly open the gate for this man from Montana and bring Taylor Brown into the NAFB Hall of Fame.